Hey everyone, Golden Ninja 3000 here again. Today I'm back with another prop replica unboxing and review. This time it's for Sting from the Noble Collection. This is Frodo's sword in the Lord of the Rings movies, and it's a collectible that I've wanted for a couple of years, and I finally pulled the trigger and bought it. It retails for, I think, 119 US dollars, which is much better than some of the other swords that the Noble Collection has sold in the past. I am a Lord of the Rings fan, not as much as Harry Potter, Marvel, Hunger Games, that kind of stuff. But I do really like Sting. Like it's just really pretty. I also have a Sting letter opener, so I'm really excited to get this open. So without further ado, it's just got the typical Noble Collection box. I think I've done maybe one or two other Noble Collection videos on here. They're the same company that makes the Harry Potter wands and other prop replicas, and I really like their items. I've been obsessed with them since I was like 10 years old, and I have bought like a couple of things from them, but I usually just buy Lego. So it's always exciting to kind of branch out and do something else. So this sword isn't like terribly long, as you can probably tell, but inside it looks like we've just got this styrofoam cover, which I'm struggling to remove, but there we go. Honestly, I did kind of expect that it would be heavier, but I guess this is why it is cheaper than the other Lord of the Rings swords, which I think they used to retail. They don't sell them anymore, or Hobbit swords, I mean, because they had Gandalf's and Thorin's, and I think they used to sell for like 250 or $300. So I don't want to pay that much for a sword, especially not one that's as iconic as Sting, because Sting is the most iconic. All right, so inside we can already see the sword. It's wrapped up in this foam. Oh, it does have a decent weight to it. I don't know, it's so funny because like the box didn't feel like it weighed that much, but this actually feels really heavy. So I'm pretty excited to look at that, but first let me get out the wall mount, which also has a decent weight to it. And I mean, I'll open this all on camera. So the wall mount is this like elvish design, and it's just protected by this piece of plastic. It is metal and felt, and it's got this nice green color back there. I thought it was going to be a little bit of a richer green. Like, I thought it was going to be more green. I feel like it's a little bit browner than I expected. But this is a pretty nice mount, and you can just attach it into your wall with screws. I don't know how I'm going to mount this because I don't want to screw into my wall. I might just use command strips. Oh no, but command strips are not going to hold well to felt. So I don't know. Actually, that's going to be an interesting challenge. But I mean, it's a nice display piece. And then we have the sword itself. It does come with this little protective covering. I was going to say how sharp it is. I was going to say how sharp is it, but I don't want to cut myself on camera, so maybe I should not do that. And let me just unwrap. Ooh, this is nice. This feels like very well done. But yeah, I really don't want to cut myself, so let me just unwrap it. I don't know if the sides of this thing are sharp or if it's just the tip, but okay, I mean, that made in China sticker isn't great, but I mean, hey, at least it's just a sticker. This thing is really, really nice. I mean, it looks good and it feels really good. So this is what Sting looks like attached to the stand. It's kind of hard to show the whole thing, and I do apologize for all the fingerprints. I was picking it up, and apparently I need to buff those fingerprints out with oil because it's a stainless steel blade. So I don't really know how that's going to go. I've never had to clean a stainless steel anything before, like to that degree to get fingerprints off of it. So I'll see how that goes. But yeah, the sword looks really good with the display stand. I'm a big fan of it because it's a little bit hard to get like the full effect here because it's not hanging on a wall. But the wall mount is very on brand for Lord of the Rings, and just all of the fine silver detailing meshes really well with all of those silver lines on the hilt of the sword. It does feel pretty secure as well. Like I said, I haven't hung it up yet, but I was like kind of holding it up and like playing around with it. And this thing is attached pretty securely to those couple of hooks. It's not going to fall anywhere, so I am pretty happy with that. As for the rest of the sword itself, I don't really know like what to talk about. Like I said, it's got a good weight to it. It feels very heavy. It's a little bit smaller than I expected, but this makes sense because it's like a Hobbit sword. And I really like the shape of the blade. It's really on point to the movies. you have that nice silver line decoration going on, and it is on the reverse. I did take off the Made in China sticker, but yeah, you have the copyright right there on the blade. And I really wish that, I mean, I wish it was on the hilt, but I kind of just wish that it was lower down on the blade. It's so noticeable right there. At least if it was at the base of the blade, it wouldn't be quite as visible. But overall, I don't have much else to say about the blade. The point is pretty sharp, so like if I dropped this on my foot, I feel like I would be seriously injured. Like, again, it's not going to cut me just from doing this, but it is sharp enough to cause some damage. The sides are not like sharp at all. Like, I mean, I hope not. I'm like running my fingers along it. Yeah, I'm not getting cut or anything. So it's not an actual sword, it's a replica. But yeah, the tip of it is still dangerous. I definitely like the hilt more than the blade. The blade is nice, but again, it's a short sword. The hilt, though, it's beautifully painted. You can just kind of see this gradient of brown color that looks fantastic. And I really love like the wrapping around kind of leaf-like aesthetic. Very on brand for elves, of course, and it's just it feels so cool. Like I feel like this is the coolest prop replica I own. I love the Harry Potter stuff, but there's just something about holding a sword from Lord of the Rings that's insane. And like all of this stuff is raised. This is all metal. It feels like very high quality. I expect high quality items from the Noble collection, of course, but sometimes they can feel like a little bit cheap. And so I just didn't really expect this to feel this nice for $120. I thought that it was going to feel like quite a bit cheaper, but it does feel like solid metal. And again, it makes me feel like, I'm ready to fight an orc. So yeah, the detailing on the entire hilt is just outstanding. And then you do have this end part. I think it's called the pommel. I'm not sure. I'm like behind on my sword terminology because I'm not as much in my fantasy era now as I used to be. But yeah, everything feels very well made. Like if I dropped this, I don't think anything would break except for whatever this fell on. Because I bet like if I dropped this onto my filming desk, it would cause some serious damage because everything is pretty heavy and again, like not sharp enough to hurt you if you're just touching it, but sharp enough to hurt you if it has some force behind it. And then just for fun, I am bringing in my second Sting. This is the $30 letter opener that I bought many years ago, probably 10 years ago actually, because it's 2024. I think I bought this in 2014. So this came in this nice little display case. And I mean, it's a letter opener. I did use it as a letter opener, but really it was to scratch the itch of wanting this big size sword or full size sword before I could actually get it. And yeah, this one is also metal. It is also pretty nice. You can see it's got like all of the detail on the blade. It has the handle and even the copyright like in the exact same spot. But I mean, and it does feel like good for its size too, but it obviously does not compare to the real thing. But they look really cute side by side, you know? Sting is already like kind of a baby sword, and now it has its own baby too. But yeah, that pretty much does it for this prop replica review. I'm really happy with my purchase. Again, after so many years, I thought that it might not live up to my expectations, but I'm really happy with it. I do not want to buy any more swords, though. I think that this is it for me for Lord of the Rings prop replicas. Maybe I'll get, like, a slightly nicer version of the One Ring one day, because I just have, like, a cheap $20 one. But I'm pretty happy with my Lord of the Rings stuff. This is a really nice piece. If you are a Lord of the Rings fan, I definitely think it's worth $120. But again, that's all going to be subjective for you and, what you're comfortable with. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and check out my website, goldenninja3000.com, and I'll see you guys in more videos soon. Bye for now.